didn't get blown out. They got beat.
By a lesser team.
Yeah.
And now your metric, before you go, your metric now is, Goo, I don't need the talent level. If a team's young, they're going to win. They got action against the Warriors, and that bothers me.
What do we do here, Warrior fans, is the question.
Solutions only.
Halfway through the year, essentially, 18-22.
Oh, man.
I mean, here's – by the way, let's not bury one of the leads.
Squirt was listening, my guy. I didn't officially take the bet.
No, you did.
Remember I said I'm in the lab after the Willard. Remember Willard was like, Guha, you can't take bad bets.
Yeah, you did. And whether you pay it off or not will just be – we'll see if you pay it off or not. Like, we'll see if you pay off any bet you make or even pay the entry fee to any fantasy league you're in.
My dues are paid, bud.
At the end of the day, it's just going to be up to you anyway, but let the record reflect – Guru did lose another bet to me yesterday when I said –
I didn't.
Well, you said the Warriors – you said the Warriors – Steiny, this is rock bottom. And I said, no, I don't think it is. I think they're 3 games under 500. If this is rock bottom, then they'll never be 4 games under 500. And he said, yeah, they won't. And I said, I'll bet you they are, and now they are. They're 4 games under. If you would like to make the bet again.
No, I didn't accept it.
No, you did.
Remember I said, draw up the papers.
Don't worry. You know what?
I'll put my John Hancock on it after I have my people review it. I love you so much.
It's an L.
But you got selective hearing when it comes to your boy.
It's an L, but you know what? Don't even worry about buying me that drink. Seriously, don't even worry. That one.
Well, we're going to the game Friday.
Here you go. Now they're 4 games under 500. Do you believe this is rock bottom?
No. Rock bottom was when 23 after the game, you know who that is, went to the podium,
Green.
Freshly back, his first game back. He didn't tell any lies. But for you to have the audacity to say it starts with pride, you were calling out your teammates. And you're part of the problem. You haven't even been here for every game, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. This is no Draymond Green slander, but it's like, dude, you can't deliver the message. You can't deliver that message about the defense is about pride. You were calling out everybody, and you ain't even been to work half the time. How is Klay Thompson or any youngster feeling hearing Draymond Green after they get their ass kicked talk about pride? And you weren't lying, but damn, dude, you can't come back and say that. And the little minimal impact you had, you hit a couple threes. This thing is all messed up. And from off the court, it's all messed up. You got the wrong people delivering the wrong messages. Now he can empowered to talk about pride. That shook me, man. Like, dude, you just got back. I don't know if you know, and maybe that was your intent, Dre. You're calling your teammates out. We can't guard anybody. No, duh. That's why I was excited for you to come back.
I thought you weren't going to yell. It's another bet lost.
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
What? I want you to get it out.
No, I'm good now.
Well, this is what I don't get, Goo. Honestly. So before yesterday's game, we knew Draymond was coming back, and I don't know, I was just saying 2 or 3 days before that, I just don't expect a lot to change. I get things can change. Things can start to change, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a 10-game winning streak. I get that. Okay. But I guess what I got to tell you you can't want Draymond to come back, and you can't be hoping and relying on Draymond to light a fire, or to be the spark, or to make this team better defensively, or to be some kind of catalyst. And then he gets back and does what he does, and now we're yelling about it again. This is kind of what I mean. I mean, we either got to be done yelling with it, or we got to make moves. I mean, you can't say you're looking forward to Draymond coming back.
Which I was.
And then kill him the first game he gets back, and I don't know.
Well, I'm mad at is the coddling by the media. if you feel so empowered to call out and say it starts with pride, can some member of the media say, hey, Steiny, how do you think your individual defense is? Has it slipped? Let's start there before you start spraying everybody with what it's about. Let's start with your defense.
Well,
because I got an answer.
What?
But nobody asked him, so he just sprays everybody. Let's start with, hey, Dre, is there any slippage with your on-ball defense? That hurt me. It wasn't on the court. It was off the court,
how many
man.
Okay, and I'm going to be. How many times does Draymond have to hurt you?
All right, and you know what?
Seriously.
You know what? I'm hugging you over
I
here.
heard he was coming back, and I said the one thing I'm not crazy about is, when Draymond comes back, it's just, to me, it feels like, okay, to me, maybe not to you, but to me, seeing Draymond come back and then we're getting back on the hamster wheel for a little while. I mean, isn't that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Get back on the hamster wheel again.
Yeah.
888-957-9570 is the number. Listen, we got 3 weeks till the trading deadline. The Warriors are in a monster rut. Something's going to happen or something's not going to happen. But I think just about everybody under the sun who likes the Warriors is interested in them. I mean, I guess it's time, right? It's time.
Man.
There's nobody out there saying with a tinker or two we'll be all right. Right? See, that's the other thing that I think is important. Until everybody starts coming around to the idea that we've got to change direction, then we're all going to be here yelling at Draymond Green for giving the State of the Union speech on the team when he hasn't played in the last 16 games. Did I hear what Draymond Green said after the game? Was I looking at him? I was thinking, oh, boy.
He wasn't lying.
Of course not. Of course not.
And if you can't go beat the JV Memphis Grizzlies, Steiny, I don't know who you can beat, man. That's just like I'm all about now Missouri. Show me. Remember, I was so excited here yesterday, same time, same bat channel, telling you Dre would, and then what did you say to me in the green room? Oh, good, they only gave up 100 points. No, it ain't man, the junkyard dog and even Curry, it's like the magic button that they possessed and had, they're not working. And Joe Lacob, I keep going back to his visit here at the station, 95.7 The Game on the roast, and him, Raymond Ritter, you, myself, and Evan, and Matt Nahegan talking out there. He did not have his team 18-22 after 40 games.
Okay.
He just didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what?
So that's
what?
it. No, what do we do now?
What?
I don't have
Tony Ressler, the Atlanta Hawks owner, probably didn't think he had a 15-23 team.
Yeah, but he don't have a Steph Curry on that.
Well, he's got Trae Young.
Yeah, like I said, he don't have a Steph Curry.
What's
on
your
there.
point,
Not like
dude?
Trae.
Every owner
got standards
9,
here.
10,
That's Atlanta. This is
right.
not.
There's
not
half the teams in the league aren't living up to their expectations.
Okay, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do about it?
You tell me. I've been trying to tell you for a while now. Like, you're late to the party, first of all. So now we've made some moves that we've got to retake back to get back to ground zero.
When does that start?
It should have started a year ago.
I hear a lot of people just, Wiggins is out of here. I get that, but are we so sure? And if he's not, what does the rest of the season look like?
It looks like this, Goo.
Oh, man.
It looks like this. And it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to go 38-44, not make the playoffs. No, you can get off of Clay. No, you can.
Right.
Like, that's the other thing. If the Warriors don't make a move, it wouldn't shock me. I think the Warriors are going to make a move by the deadline, but if they didn't make a move, okay, then what happens? Well, we ride it out and we go 35-47, 38-44, 40-42, 42-40, something like that. Maybe we win a play-in game and then lose in the first. Okay, then the season's over. Okay, then we say night-night to Chris Paul. We say night-night to Klay Thompson. And we try again to move off one of our guys who we need to get off of. Here's the other thing I was thinking about. Because I'm dead serious when I'm like, we can't, Like you and me, buddy. We can't keep doing shows where I'm saying, well, I just didn't. I didn't see it, Goo. You did. I didn't. Goo, I don't think that good. How about this? I was thinking about this for the Warriors. If you were able, I think if fans were able to look at this team and take out all the sentimentality,
all right,
and all the nostalgia and all the history, you would be so much more optimistic about where this team is. The fact that we're dealing with champions is making the situation look more dire than it is, period. If you were able to look at your players objectively without these sentimental attachments, you would feel much better about where this team is and what you could do. But maybe, you know what? And I'll be the first. Maybe that's impossible. And I get that too, but then we gotta keep kind of stuck in the mud moving forward. That's just the way I feel.
No, I'm not even mad at that.
I'm right.
I'm telling you, you just painted the picture to me. I'm in math class at James Logan High School, and I'm ready, and I got anxiety to take the test, but they haven't even given it to me yet because now I'm wondering what the organization is thinking. When do they take the sentimentality out of it, or do you blow it up? You know, like when does that start? I don't know what's going on, but I asked you this, and Evan wasn't around, and you floored me with this, and I'm going to give you credit. I said, Matt, right before the show started, I said, Matt, can you admit to me that this is happening faster than you thought it would? It's eroding faster than you thought it would. And you looked at me with your blue eyes and you said—
They're brown.
Your brown eyes. You said, Guru, I thought this was going to happen 2 years ago.
I did.
And you meant that.
Yeah.
That hit me.
Yeah.
And I'm letting you know that hit me. So no longer—
It's
and
not
I'm
really
fans,
happening quickly.
I'm not going to scream and yell.
Yes, you will,
No,
though.
that cut me
It's okay.
yesterday. No, I know it's bad now. Superman ain't coming.
Right.
Batman ain't coming.
But you're going to get frustrated and a little depressed, and then through frustration and depression, the natural sometimes feeling that comes after that is anger, and then followed by raised voices. So you will yell again. You will.
Now,
yell
Nick
again.
J on the First NorCal Credit Union YouTube chat, we won 4 titles in 9 years.
Yep.
We won't go another 20 to 25 years. We won't.
Right.
So
yeah.
maybe that's just it. So now, what's the first move if you're correct? And I'm not surrendering the white flag, but I got it in my hand. At what point does the organization say, not let's tank, but now you got me if you could keep that top 4 pick to next year? I can't even believe I'm thinking of you. Got me. You planted that seed
I don't
yesterday.
think you can get that low.
Okay. All right.
Listen. Again, we got 3 weeks before the trade deadline. You keep playing basketball and you keep plugging away, even if it's futile. Let's get stuff we agree on. I think most Warrior fans are at the point where if we could lose Wiggins, let's lose Wiggins. Yes or no? 888-957-9570. Okay. Now, the player we get back for Wiggins, I think we all know may be a disappointing player because Wiggins has been okay. But I think most
money you're getting back because that's going to fall off.
Well, ideally, I would trade Andrew Wiggins for a guy whose contract expires at any point more quickly than Wiggins' contract expires. Ideally, a guy with an expiring. The other thing is like it doesn't all have to happen in the next 2 weeks. Maybe you move Wiggins in the next 2 or 3 weeks. You play out the rest of the season, and as you're playing out the rest of the season, you're trying to fight for a play-in game. You're making the decisions about what you're doing. What are you going to do with Clay? What are you going to do with Chris Paul? It's like, believe it or not, there's a little bit of flexibility there. You know what? And as weird as the Steve Kerr situation is, the bottom line is
all about
the Golden State Warriors are at a perfect, if they want to be at a point to transition and move off Steve Kerr, this is the perfect time.
Wow.
If they want to somehow, some way, I don't know why, try to stay ultra experienced and bring a player in here who they think could give Steph Curry 1 or 2 more years.
Yeah.
Well, then offer Steve Kerr a 2-year extension. So, again, I think if you look at some things objectively without sentimentality, it's not as dire as you think. I get it. They're not going to win 4 titles in the next 7 years.
And they're 18-22 right now. If the present is what you're focused on, like a lot of Warrior fans, right now they're 18-22. And yesterday just was a new low for me. I just thought having the San Francisco on your jersey before the ball was tipped with Curry, Clay, and Dre, wherever you think they're at, there's no way, no Ja, no Desmond Bain, no Adams. There's no way that Memphis team was going to keep up with you. And they just look younger and fresher and faster.
Aaron's in Pleasant Hill. 888-957-9570. We got Brian Geltzeiler. He is the man. Sirius XM Radio host there. He's coming up at 11. So we're going to take calls between now and 11. But is that a safe assumption? Most Warrior fans, you know what? Try to get off Wiggins. I think there are
You're
also
putting it all on him.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I think what I'm saying, without saying it, is I think there's a big percentage of Warrior fans that would say, well, I'd love to get off Draymond Green. Yeah, you know what? So would I. I think that might be tougher. So fine. You want to get off Draymond Green? Be my guest. I'm with you there.
Tougher
too.
From a sentimental aspect? Because you
Not
might
for
be able
me.
to get more for Dre than Wiggins.
Not for me.
Yeah, no, but for the org.
That's what I'm saying.
You just signed him to a 4-year, $100 million.
Aaron in Pleasant Hill. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, guys? Hey, so, if you look back on all these championships that we won back in the day, you're looking at defense every single time. They had the most outstanding defense in those runs, and it always led to fast break opportunities, right? And I think at this point in time now, when you guys are saying that Draymond doesn't have the right, I disagree with that. I think he does. Draymond has always been the guy in the room that says what should be said, basically. And Kerr lets him say it, and Curry's the same way. Curry lets him say it. It's what Curry wants to say and what Kerr wants to say, but Draymond's the one that actually says it. So going back on the defense needs to tighten up and take pride in that, right? Next, the turnovers, ridiculous. Curry, 2 turnovers yesterday I saw. One, he just dribbled it right out of bounds. I was like, what the? And then the second one, he's coming down the court. He's being guarded by a guy. Another guy comes up, picks his pocket. What is going on with that? That was another one. But here's what I'll say. The last thing is, when we saw this team at the very beginning of the season, looked good. I would say the first 5-6 games with the team fully intact was a really good sample size of what this team could do.
All right.
So if we can get everyone back in place, let's get everyone back in place. Tighten up the D.
But that won't happen before.
I'll say this.
Aaron, real quick. That won't happen before the trade deadline. You're not going to have Chris Paul or Peyton before the trade deadline.
If we can sneak into the 7th spot, I feel fine. If everyone's healthy, we can sneak into the 7th spot. I feel fine going into a tournament. Thanks.
Good stuff, Aaron. I appreciate it. And you know what? As long as there's a portion of fans out there that says if we can get to 7, we'll be fine. Well, then you know what? There's nothing to do. Then honestly, there really isn't anything to do except hope this team gets to gelling.
Yeah, and I'll be back on board if they get, because that's going to take them getting their act together, getting to 7. But I'm going to say this about CP3, who was balling before he got hurt. I talked about it, and I didn't like it. And I keep it real. I didn't think he was a fit. My point is, if this thing keeps going the wrong way, it ain't about moving it. He'll go to management and say, hey, get me somewhere where I can play some playoff basketball. And I did not see that, not even close to what you would call a scenario, to where Chris is like, this thing is so out of control, I need to be playing, I'm in the twilight.
Unfortunately for Chris Paul, he's got no leverage. The Golden State Warriors right now cannot trade Chris Paul for anyone other than an expiring contract.
Wow, man.
Unless they like that player so much, they're willing to, make some accommodations with some moves that they're going to have to make because of the salary cap limitations they're going to face, regardless of whether they're winning or losing at this point.
How much do you think they're missing CP3? Somebody just asked me in the
You know
chat.
what? They're not missing anybody. They're not missing anybody. They're 18 and 22. They've been missing Green. They're not good with Green. They're not good without Green. They're not good with Paul. They're not good without Paul. They're not good when Moody plays well. They're not good when Moody is invisible. They're not good when Kuminga breaks out. They're not good when Kuminga is in a closet. They're not good when Wiggins shoots well. They're not good when Wiggins doesn't shoot. They're not
I just want a
good.
7-game winning streak so bad so I can say, Steiny, a 7-game win or 5. So I can say,
How about
okay,
win a game?